kitchen. Today I'm going to be making two variations of the same recipe. Going to be making crispy chicken and also for any vegetarians I'm going to be doing the same recipe but using an aubergine, eggplant, whatever you prefer to call it. As you can see, I'm using my board. It's very old, been using it for a lot of years. It's just got food grade skewers hammered through so that it holds my vegetables in place while I cut. Okay, now prepare the aubergine. I'm going to cut the ends off like this. And I'm actually going to peel this today. I know you don't always peel and add one of these eggplants, but today I'm going to be peeling it. Just finish those bits off, and there we go. Okay, so I'm now going to cut my aubergine. What I'd like to do is make sort of fish finger sized pieces with this. So I'm just going to cut through quite thickly. And then I'm going to make some chunks. There we go. I'm going to put these in a sieve because I'm going to sprinkle these with some salt and let them drain a little bit. That's quite thick, that one, so I think I'll cut that a tad more. There we go. So we've got sort of fish finger sized pieces here. Okay, give them a turn over. This should take out some of those bitter juices that you can get in here. I'm going to place this now in the sink to drain. Okay, so for the next job, I have here some chicken breasts. Now you can use turkey if you'd prefer to use turkey. You don't have to use chicken breasts. Now all I'm going to do is, this is quite fat this end and I want things to cook at around about the same temperature, so I'm going to cut that off and pop it in a bowl. Now they look fairly similar sized, so you can use your board for this as well, but just make sure you clean it thoroughly. I've got a brush that I use for in between these bits. Now we're just going to lay our bits of chicken into the bowl. I've got 3 chicken breasts here. You can do this with as many or as little as you like. Again, this is all about cooking times so that we can get these cooked in round about the same amount of time. That doesn't look too shabby. I always forget to put it back on here, but you need it on there because otherwise you're never going to cut through it. Okay, so we did the same with the last one. Here we go. That's very fat there. So that will give us another slice at the end into the bowl. Check this out. Yeah, that seems fine to me. So cut that in half as well. Okay, simple as that. Now I'm going to get rid of my board and my knife. So we now have our chicken in a bowl. I have some milk. I use semi-skimmed, but it really doesn't matter what type of milk you use. I also have some lemon juice here. This is about 1/3 of a litre, so just over half a pint. But I may not use all of it. what I want to do is just cover the chicken. So I'll move that round with my fingers, which is what I tend to do. Okay, little tad more, so it is about 1/3 of a litre, so that's not too bad. In here I've got 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, so I'm just going to pour the lemon juice into that milk. Using some tongs, I'm just going to mix it up a tad. Right, can you see that's started to go thick? This has started to thicken up. Now I'm going to pop this in the fridge, probably for an hour, 2 hours, because that will tenderise the meat and give it a lovely flavour. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've prepped my aubergine, I've prepped the chicken, we're leaving that. The aubergine, about 15 minutes should do the trick. In the meantime, I'm going to prep the crumb base for each of these. Now I'm putting exactly the same in both of these. I've got here just breadcrumbs, panko, I think they're called, chapelure in France. So on their own, they're a bit naff. So we're going to add some stuff. First of all, about 1.5 teaspoons of salt going in. Next, I'm going to put some pepper. Black pepper is what I would usually use for this. Now, I'm going to be quite generous with that. It's got a lot of crumb to go around. Okay, garlic, because that is just awesome. I do like garlic. So, a generous dob of garlic there. If you don't like it, you can leave that out. That's not a problem at all. Next, I'm going to be putting in some eschalot. Now you can use eschalot, dried eschalot, or you could put in dried onions, salt, powder. Use your imagination for flavour with this. My old favourite is chilli. Got to have some chilli flakes in there, and I've been quite generous with those. Pop those to one side. So, all we need to do is mix that together. Mix throughout. Simple as that. Just put seasonings in. If you want herbs in it, put herbs. You can do what you like with this. It's very, very nice. It just adds flavour to it. Okay, done. So, I'm going to put this one to one side because this is for our chicken. Tongs for chicken. On this side, I have a maris, tongs, but first of all, I have some paper. Just ordinary kitchen paper. Because, these have bled through nicely. I'm going to pour these onto there, lay some paper on the top, and we're going to pat these sort of dry. I'm going to leave them on the bed of paper while I do the next part. In this bowl I have cornstarch, corn flour, maizena, again here in France. I have my breadcrumbs that I prepared earlier, and I have some beaten egg. I've here a pan, and it has foil, aluminium foil, and I've greased that liberally. So here we go. Now this gets really messy sometimes. So we have put a few of our pieces of eggplant in and cover these with the cornstarch. It seems to work better than using regular flour. Now once you've got that coated, pop it into your egg. give it a turn over so that you've got egg all over it, into your panko crumbs. So this is why I've kept a spoon out here. Get plenty on and push it down, because this can be a really, really messy job. I am telling you now. Really messy. And then I'm going to pop that onto the baking sheet. Okay, so out of the corn flour into the egg, give it a bit of a turnover, and into the panko. Again, with a spoon, just give it a coat up so you don't get in too much of a mess, and push. Make sure you've got lots of that nice flavoured coating on top of those pieces of aubergine. Okay, we'll do this one, and then I'm going to crack on and get the rest of them ready. Okay, that's done. You can see they're looking absolutely delicious. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz these liberally with some oil, and I'm going to oven cook these on quite a hot oven. I'll give you the temperatures at the end of the video on the recipe card. Okay, so I've rested my chicken in the fridge for a few hours, and you can see this has gone like buttermilk. It's absolutely lovely. So this is really, really, really simple. What we're going to do is take our pre-prepared panko crumbs. I'm going to put my frying pan on. I'm going to put this on fairly high. I want this to reach a reasonable temperature. Into that, I'm going to pour some oil. This is just vegetable oil. I tend not to use anything else for this. Now we need that to be really quite hot. So in the meantime, we take a piece of chicken, just drop it in there, poke it down. Oh, taking the spoon, again, exactly the same as we did with the eggplant. So really coat this panko, push on it big time so that it really goes into that beautiful stuff. Then we're going to pop that into the pan. Now you could keep this in the fridge overnight, so you can make a batch of it if you wanted to, and then put some in the fridge and use another day. If the chicken's not been frozen, you can quite happily freeze these, but obviously if they've been frozen previously, I really wouldn't recommend putting them back in the freezer. Okay. There we go. We just do one of those little bits as well, I think. Right, take it out with your tongs and drop it into your pan. So you pop those into the pan, and we're going to let those thoroughly cook on the bottom first of all. We don't want to move these more than once. Oh, that's smelling gorgeous. Oh, they're smelling wonderful. Okay, let's have a see. Turn this over. Oh, look at that. Absolutely delicious. This one's a tad thicker, so I may wait a second. Okay, so we've done these on both sides now. Look at this. They look absolutely divine. Very nice. So, here we go. This is enough for one person right there. Well, here we are. Now, I've taken the eggplant aubergine out of the oven, And of course I have my chicken ready. So let's have a look and see. Now that is crispy crunchy. Did you hear that? Look, crunchy as you like. Actually, that's really good. That is really good. If you're not a meat eater, in fact, I'll tell you what, if you are a meat eater, you want to try this. That is really good. In fact, I think I'm going to scoff that in a while. And here we go with the lovely chicken. Now, look how much you get. That's not even one breast of chicken. Look at this. Beautiful meat, really tender and crispy as anything. Can you hear that crunch? Oh. If you're going to cook chicken, you really need to put it in that milk and lemon first. That tenderises it. Oh, it makes it keep that moisture in. Never ever again with a dry chicken breasts, because they can be, let's face it. That is delicious. I highly recommend it. Well, if you liked what you saw today, please like, share, subscribe, to see me make more one-handed food in the kitchen. May not always go right, may not always look beautiful, but I tell you what, it's darn tasty. Thank you for watching.